So a landmine of information has just been dropped on us, and there's a whole lot of games coming out right now, so I thought why not just cover them all. The first up is Persona 5X's release date. It's coming out on June 26th. This is way sooner than I think anybody expected. It looks like they wanted to wait until the JP release, and they originally had it planned to actually drop after that, but they thought that the global audience might be a little peeved off by that, and they're probably right. They did also just recently drop a English live stream, and there wasn't really any notable information in there, but links to pretty much everything is going to be down in the description today. For any other information on the game, there should be a card dropping somewhere for my video covering it, and yeah, go check it out. Next up is StarSavior, which just had their official trailer drop announcing that it'll be releasing this year. This one's developed by Studio B-Side, which is responsible for Countersight, a game that I have in the past praised a lot for actually being able to tell some great stories. There's no gameplay in this trailer, so still kind of up in the air what kind of game this will end up being, but it does look like they've locked in on being waifu only. This seems to be a trend in the market that won't be leaving anytime soon, which is too bad because I think that Countersight had a lot of fantastic designs, both male and female. Blue Protocol Star Resonance has risen from the ashes. This is an anime-style MMO that was ran in Japan and developed by Bandai Namco. It was funded again by Tencent under new developers to be given a second chance, as well as coming to a global audience for the first time. A trailer was released, and they now have a Steam page up as well, confirming that it'll be coming out this year on Steam, Epic Games Store, and mobile devices. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out, because even from what I saw from people who played over on the West, it seemed that it did have a lot of genuine problems, and there was a good reason why it shut down to begin with. This is probably the biggest reveal in the past few days by far, which is Silver Palace. This is developed by Elementa, or Element A, not really sure there, but this is owned by Happy Elements, which they seem to focus a lot on machine learning on their website, which is pretty interesting. It really makes you wonder when you look at their catalog of games that they have out currently and other games that they've done in the past, and you look at something like Silver Palace. Speaking of, Silver Palace is a very interesting looking game. It seems to blend a lot of styles together. It looks very noir-esque, you know, with the guns, the vehicles, and just the overall setting. It is also looking to be another waifu-only game, which for me is just a shame. It kind of just kills my immersion when it comes to all these high-fidelity games that are completely inhabited by nothing but women. Regardless though, this will definitely be another huge title to look forward to down the horizon. And last, I'm just going to rapid fire through a few of these, some of them a little more notable than others, but there's just really a lot going on recently. First is the Stella Sora closed beta, which by the time this is posted it probably already ended, but if not, you might just be able to squeeze in really quickly there. This went on for just a few weeks, and I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully getting into that closed beta. Suikoden Starleap just dropped a new trailer, and yeah, if you didn't know, Suikoden is coming out with a new gacha game, and it will be interesting to see down the road. It really makes me think of something like Romancing Saga, which although I thought was a great game, I just don't know how well these are going to do, especially when it comes to Western audiences. Neverness To Everness just dropped a new trailer, and closed beta test signups are live right now. I know this is a big one that a lot of people were looking forward to, and I'm curious if Ananta is going to have any news coming up soon, because when I think of one, I tend to think of the other as well for some reason. Punishing Grey Raven has a new trailer for their upcoming DMC 5 collab, which definitely looks really great. This is going to be on the Chinese server, dropping on May 25th, so about a week away. Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, their brand new upcoming gacha, has been cancelled. Thank God, and good riddance, because I used to play Cux, the Kingdom Hearts United Cross, I think that's what it was called, a long time ago back when it came out, and it was definitely just predatory whale bait. They had separate versions. They had like a Japanese and a global version. The global version was completely gimped. You know, a lot of those older Japanese games where they came to global at a later time ended up just getting worse versions of the game. Yeah, it was a lot of that, so I think everybody's pretty much just better off with this announcement here. Duet Night Abyss also dropped a new trailer, and closed beta test signups are live as well, and these will be until June 2nd. They did also actually show some gameplay here, which is definitely cool to see. It looks really nice, and I'm definitely crossing my fingers hoping that we get into this one. And then last but not least, pretty much the whole reason I even ended up making this video, I'm not really one to cover all the hot new up-to-date news like this usually, but yeah, Tribe 9 announced the end of service announcement last night. I was editing my Ethereum restart video. I was nearing the end of it, and it was like I don't know, like 2 or 3 a.m. and I saw that and I was just like, I just kind of froze up. Honestly, it was really shocking. And I think most of us that have been playing the game, we aren't really too surprised. I mean, I even considered making a video, like some kind of clickbaity type video where it was like Tribe 9's problems now, but I decided against it. It's just kind of crazy that it happened so quick and so suddenly and really abruptly. They just kind of put out this announcement and said, hey, no more updates are coming again, and servers are going to be live until I think like November 27th. For anyone curious on why the servers are still up, they probably have some kind of a contract where their servers are already paid for, so they're like, just keep them up, but we are going to not touch this anymore, and we're probably removing a lot of staff, which is why there's probably not going to be any other updates or any real communication about it. There's also this ambiguous wording on this like refund thing that people have been talking about. It seems from my perspective that it's only going to be refunding the paid enigmas back into your own account. It's not actually going to refund any money, because it is talking about specifically the battle pass and how that the skins for characters that aren't coming out, you won't be able to use those skins. It is all really just genuinely sad to see, and really just makes me want to kind of just briefly talk about the landscape of gacha games, at least in the modern day. Back in the day, a lot of different games could compete and a lot of different games existed. You had things of different genres, and you know, because most things were just played specifically on phones, there really wasn't like this big push for modern day graphics. But we fast forward to something like Genshin Impact's release, and it showed a lot of game developers, a lot of studios, mostly foreign studios, that hey, you can make really great looking games, you can have all these almost AAA experiences on devices, and we're gonna make a lot of money doing it. A lot of sharks smelled blood in the water and got to work, and that's why we just continue to have this pushing precedent that you need to have this big fantastic looking game, and you need to follow very specific rules. I only go over one of those big rules because I already went over it multiple times in this video alone, and that is that you need to have waifus, and you need to have pretty much just waifus. Tribe 9 really kind of suffered in this department because there wasn't really a whole lot of fan service, and their ratio of men to women was really skewed in a way that maybe makes a lot more sense in reality, but not as much when you're a gacha game company trying to squeeze every penny out of your consumer base. It also means for these companies that taking risks is just a bad idea. A lot of great looking games and a lot of fantastic game ideas just don't exist or are just completely canned because, well, because it's dangerous. You put a lot of money into these games, you make something as fantastic like Tribe 9, having a great story, having a great blend of characters, well designed, having a fantastic story, but also having gameplay that's willing to actually challenge players rather than just kind of having this deal where we kind of make another casual game that appeals to everybody and really anybody can get through. That isn't to say that I think that games need to actively push people away with things like really high difficulties, but it was just a shame because this is a game where really your skill could take you as far as you need it to go rather than your wallet. So I think I'm done rambling, and my thoughts are everywhere, and I've already lost track of what I was even talking about. It just sucks to see, that's all. But if anybody wants some copium, don't get your hopes up, and I definitely won't either. You know, it was nice to have around while it lasted, but Kazutaka Kodaka, the designer creator of Danganronpa, he put out a tweet saying some obscure stuff, saying he wants to try and look into it and, you know, see if he can get something done in Akatsuki, you know, whether Tribe 9 can exist in some other way, shape, or form, who knows. But yeah, that's about it. It just sucks to see. So yeah. Take care, and I'll see you.